A report by the Office of Gauteng Premier Bank has found that the 2018 fire that killed 3 firefighters at the Bank of Lisbon Building was a result of safety flaws that could have been prevented. We speak now to Gauteng Premier spokesperson Sizwe Pamla for more on this report. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. So the report lays the blame squarely at the door of 2 tenant departments that had the prerogative to request a certificate of occupancy to ensure rather that the building complies with the fire regulations of the area municipality. The 3 buildings that were occupying there at the time was Human Settlements, Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, as well as the Gauteng Department of Health. And so for the Gauteng Premier, having received this report and these implicated departments, what now?
Well, the Premier has forwarded the report to the respective departments and has given them 30 days to actually submit reports in terms of how do they intend, firstly, to implement the recommendations that are contained there, to pinpoint the areas that come from the report that were not complied with, but also in terms of finding out who were the responsible individuals and what kind of sensor will be implemented to hold individuals accountable.
In terms of the cause of the incident, the report also points out the loss of lives in terms of the 3 firefighters that lost their lives, that they failed, and that is the Johannesburg Emergency Management Services, to conduct a task-based risk assessment before going into the building, which will address tactics, rules and engagements as well as retreats. Essentially, the firefighters that weren't there were not really equipped for the job.
Indeed, that's what the report says. Once this report was completed, the Premier shared it with the legislature, so that the Gauteng legislature, so that they can play their oversight role, but also has forwarded it to the municipality, because the municipality is the one that was the employee of those emergency workers who sadly passed away during that incident. And of course, he also recommended that the families of those employees, they also need to get hold of the report so that they can also find some closure in terms of just having the outcomes of the report, because this investigation has taken quite a long time. Look, of course, this building, the main tenants were the 3 departments from the Gauteng provincial government. But if you look at who conducted the report, we are talking about, there is a forensic report that was conducted by an independent body, and then you look at the Department of Labour, the SAPS is still conducting its own criminal investigations. So the bodies that are all mentioned in the report have that responsibility of looking at what is it that the report says and what is it that is expected of them, including the municipality in this instance. The municipality will have to go through the report, process it, and take measures to make sure that they avoid whatever is it that was pinpointed by the report going forward.
What are the chances, especially when you speak of what now, right? Because we're still dealing or reeling from what happened a few months ago when 77 people perished in a building fire in downtown Johannesburg. You've since also got a change of administration. This happened back in 2018. Is it clear from the Premier's office who the people that were there at the time, are they still there? Will they be able to account? Will you be able to know exactly what happened, as you've given them 30 days to respond?
We don't want to preempt the reports that are being compiled by the respective departments, but what the Premier has made it very clear to them, to those who are managing those departments, is that he's very much committed to implementing the outcomes of these investigations, and as and when those reports come back, the Premier will have to process and consolidate them and then give his feedback as to whether he's satisfied with what they are presenting to him in terms of taking this report forward. With regards to the municipality, I think they will at their own time process the report and will be able to have their own say in terms of how they view the recommendations and what do they intend to do going forward to make sure that they implement these recommendations.
Sizwe Pamla speaks for the Premier of Gauteng, Banyaza Lesufi. Thank you for your time this afternoon.